everyone, James Waggoner, Ryan Ragland back with you here at Strike Zone of Fort Leavenworth, Kansas with a new release from 900 Global. This time it is the Volt with the 72R Pearl cover wrapped around a new core which is called the Charge, which is a modified Oloid core that came from the Aeon, and what they had done is added a flip block on the bottom. I had to be careful and say flip block on the bottom. And you got to throw this at the expo, and the first thing you said was this adds what a lot of people were finding short of the Aeon. Not that the Aeon was a bad ball, because I still have mine and I really like them, but it just adds that next step to the Aeon where, you know, you have the Aeon Infinite that kind of sets up a little bit. You have the Pearl that kind of stabilizes a little bit off the pattern. This one does everything but that. This thing comes off the pattern and it gets left.
Yeah, the flip block, you know, as from the Flux, both of these balls have a lot more back end reaction. Just adding that puck on the bottom of the weight block. I did a comparison, a few shots in practice with this and my Aeon. Same drill on my primary ball. And it gives me about 3 to 4 more boards, maybe 5 depending on the pattern, of more back end motion, which, you know, I like the Aeon as well as Ryan, but it was one of those balls to where it had to be the right pattern to finish. This one is, for me, is going to be that ball that I can throw and know it's going to get back to the pattern.
With my Aeon, obviously me being the Rico lover, I almost punched this up with the Rico, but and the reason I chose this over the Rico was the simple fact that the Rico without the hole, which we're going to be dealing with in a year, kind of sets back. It doesn't have that, it doesn't read up as hard, but it gets down, it still stays a little bit lazy, and a lot of times you need that on the wet dry. I was thinking if I hit Rico with this one, it's just going to, even without the hole, it's going to spark too much, so I might as well utilize the length with it. And I may still get another one and go Rico with this one and go without the hole. A lot of people wanted to know comparison to the, you know, like the White Hot and like the Honey Badger. This one, I think, is a little bit, this one is still clean, but I think this one might be just a little bit less clean than the White Hot, but come off the spot a little bit harder. So it's kind of like a nice complementary, even though they're two totally different cores than each other and the covers. I think this and the White Hot is a good complementary to each other, where you can, with me, I had to put a little bit of surface on my White Hot just to get it to read up a little bit, because my two were kind of a little bit squirrely. But this one, you don't have to touch it. You know what it's going to do off the pattern.
Right. It gets down to the end of the pattern and it makes a consistent left-hand turn.
I'm throwing the 14 pound, obviously, or I shouldn't say obviously, but right now I'll be throwing 14 for a little bit. This has the 264 RG with a 023 diff. The 15 pound has a 256 RG with the 047 diff. So this one is going to go just a little bit longer again and not have the back end compared by the numbers of the 15 pound, and mine's the 60 by 4 3/4 by 30. He's got a couple of them. He's got his 3-inch standard over here, the 60 by 3 by 30, and this one here is a 50 by 5 by 35. So 2-inch longer pin off the PAP. Obviously the CG location really doesn't matter in the symmetricals, but this ought to be fun with the Inferno pattern and the El Paso double singles, which is the 2015 USB-C. So we're going from 39 to about 42 feet, 41, 42, I can't remember exactly, but it's in that range. Should be fun. You're going to see a lot of motion out of these. So we're going to go hit the lanes. We'll be back after when we get done. We'll kind of review what we saw and what we felt and everything, and maybe something we might do different when we get some different ones. And we'll be back in a little bit after we get done throwing some balls. James back with you here at Strike Zone Fort Leavenworth, Kansas, and that is the Volt, and yeah, it's a hooker.
Definitely.
It's nothing to mess with. As I said earlier, that I contemplated on a Rico layout with this, with no hole, and yeah, it didn't take me very long. I said, it's going Rico, it's going no hole, and it's probably going to be money for me. So I've already made my judgment on what I'm going to do with this. It's definitely a ball you don't have to help get around the corner.
No, definitely not. I mean, don't be afraid to hit this one with, you know, like a 3,000, maybe even a 4,000, just to kind of knock the shine off of it. The pearl covers from 900 are really clean. So if it's going too long for you, as I hit both of mine, it definitely brings the break point just a little bit closer. Doesn't mess with the reaction. It still gets down lane, hits that friction, and turns left. You know, I did the
5-inch.
Yeah, the 5-inch pin. I went ahead and threw on the Nationals pattern. I hit it with a 3,000, and it got it to read just close enough, but it hit that friction and made the nice turn. On the 60 by 3, I wasn't going to do it on that ball because I'm going to keep this pretty much a box. Yeah, I did hit it with 3,000 last week. I'm going to leave it as is because I like the motion out of this ball as it is.
I didn't touch on this one, on the USB-C pattern, on the 2015 double singles from El Paso. But I stayed left with it, and it was kind of interesting comparing it to the flux, where I had to hit the flux to get some movement on it because it already has the service, so it's already starting up, and it kind of uses up a lot of the energy when it gets off the pattern. This one you can still play tight with it, and with it having that shine and having the higher pin, still had a little bit of movement on the back end, as you saw in the video in the last couple shots. It's still pretty versatile. It's not necessarily a ball that you have to have some kind of you know, shim in the lane or a lot of traffic, but if you're the kind of person that likes to keep everything in front of you, it's not a bad ball, and this ball will react on the back end. Of course, this ball will react on, I think, the Exxon Valdez. This thing, as long as it sees some friction, you're going to be good. So, and as we said, the Volt has the new core, what they're calling the Charge, which is the Aeon Oloid core with a flip block on the bottom. So this, compared to the Aeon, has that little extra that people were wanting to see out of the Aeon. So now you can go from the Aeon to the Infinite to now you've got this, and you've got from the Honey Badger, which you can, or the White Hot, that you can you know, maybe add a little bit of surface to. Kind of comparison, you're talking about hitting surface. This one comes to life just a little bit more off the spot than the White Hot when you add a little bit of surface. So those two are really comfortable together.
Right.
I did a nice job mixing the two. So that's the new Volt from 900 Global. Again, a huge thanks to Mike Huffman here at Strike Zone Fort Leavenworth for allowing us to come out here and do the video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell, the alert bell. Anytime we come up with a new video, you'll get an alert on that. Get a hold of James, get a hold of me on Facebook. We're glad to answer any questions you have. And that is the new Volt from 900 Global.